Howdy. Excuse me just a moment. Got cold and I turned the heater on. Well, well, how are you folks? I've got a bit of a conundrum here. This is a standard single action Army, and it looks right pretty. This I've discovered because it's marked on it, right here, ASM. So that means that it was built by Armi San Marcos, which is one of the Italian replica makers. And it also is marked EMF, and that was at the time an importer of Italian replicas. Armi San Marcos is out of business, but this one is in beautiful shape, and it has the color case hardening, and I'm not sure what this like purple color on this this cylinder comes from. But my conundrum has to do with the, oh, hello, I just noticed something. I just saw something. I need to check this. Okay, that says PST, and that says it again. So it says it's exactly the same thing. Yeah, okay. This is an article by a fellow by the name of Dennis Adler, and he discusses, by the way, what I would do, I hope this is a good quality picture of it. Can I do this and help? I don't know. What I'm suggesting is that pause the video and take a picture of this particular page in particular. The reason is there's no markings on these things. It doesn't matter if they're Pieta, Uberti, Armi San Marcos, or any other maker. It will not say what year it was made, but it will always contain the proof house, something that says where it was made or who made it, and this is usually the initials or a sigil or something of the manufacturer, and a two-digit or two-letter code, or sometimes three, that will correspond to the date it was made. And here you'll see that this goes from 1954 to 2003. I think 2003 was the last Armi San Marcos. Wait a minute, there's BM. Wasn't this BM? Is that, let's see. No, that's BM. So BM, that means that this code says that whatever this came off of was made in 1999. This one does not have this code. It does have the Armi San Marcos and the same proof house, Gardone proof house in Italy. It has their mark on it, and that's both on the cylinder and right here on the barrel. On the bottom, it says, as I said, Armi San Marcos, and at the top it says Hartford, Connecticut model. I don't know what that is, but anyway, this is in 3220. Here's some 3220 just to show. That's a 3220. This is probably the smallest. Oh darn! I dropped something. It's the smallest single action Army that was made back then or today. Back then, a fellow by the name of Elmer Keith, one of the greatest gun writers in history, his very first single action Army was in 3220. Keith was also a inspector during World War II at the Ogden, Utah facility for the U.S. Army. He inspected many rifles, and if you see a EK on the inspector's sigil that's stamped into a rifle, that was in the hands of Elmer Keith, and I wish I had one. Anyway, Keith got these. He had one of these when he was, I think, a teen. He got another one later in 44, and he blew it up, and he got it in 45. I guess 45 long Colt. He blew it up, and then he started working on 44 Special and created what we call the 44 Magnum. Keith was also instrumental in creation of the 41 Magnum. He was probably the world's greatest revolver expert ever, period, bar none. And I would strongly suggest buying a copy of his book, Six Guns, and reading it. Anyway, I'm interested in this because I want to know what year it was made, but I cannot find a single code on this to tell me. If anyone has any information about Armi San Marcos single action Armies, please let me know. Beautiful color case hardening on this. And it does have all 1, 2, 3, 4. It has all 4 clicks. So this is a perfect example of such. Boy, it sure would be nice to actually find it. You know, there's one thing missing, and that's this code here. It could have been made before 1954 because there were a few of these made earlier that don't include this code. But this one doesn't even have that. It has everything but that. I don't know. I've never run into anything like this before. I'd be very curious to find out. If anybody knows anything, please leave it in the comments.